One of the things that I've read in interviews with other actors who performed in Star Trek, and I'm talking about even not just the main cast, but people who have played recurring roles. A lot of them mention about how being in Star Trek changed their lives, how it made them very recognizable by the fandom. What is your experience in this? Do you regularly get stopped by people and say, "Hey, you are Nielsen from Discovery"?
I don't.
Mm,
I
all right,
don't. And I think and I'm okay with that. You know what
right,
I
right,
mean?
yeah,
Again, reality versus ego for
mm,
sure. There's like a
yeah,
part of me
yeah.
when I was younger and earlier in my career, I think as with most actors, I really chased fame.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm,
maybe we'll talk about this in a bit of like if I have any advice for actors and stuff, but I really did chase fame for a very
mm-hmm.
long time. And this was all before Star Trek.
Right,
And I think the reason I ended up getting Star Trek is because I finally kind of let go of that for a
right.
while. Um, but look, when I do conventions, when I do Star Trek related things, yes, like everybody knows who I am or stops me or things like that.
Mm,
It
mm.
helps that my hair color changes a lot throughout my life and my
Yeah,
career.
yeah.
And I do truly have the type of face that I am a chameleon. It's like
Mm,
what my agents sell me on the most is I truly am a chameleon.
mm-hmm,
Depending on my hair color, how much makeup I'm wearing or not wearing,
mm.
if I curl my hair, if it's straight, I can look so different.
Yes.
Um, and I don't mind that because I do also love my privacy and my freedom and you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
But I do have to say the Star Trek fandom is a family. I've
Mm-hmm.
never been treated how I've been treated in the best ways.
Yeah.
They're so welcoming, they're so
Mm,
respectful.
mm,
I remember my very first convention was
mm.
Star Trek Las Vegas, which is
Yeah.
probably the biggest
Yeah.
Star Trek convention in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
And they had just announced us, they had
Mm,
just announced Discovery. And,
yeah.
it's the first time I'm walking by and everybody's like, Sarah, Sarah. And this is when I was Arium, right? So
Yeah.
it wasn't even my face.
Yeah.
And I remember this woman, we were doing autographs and I
Yeah.
was sitting at a table and she couldn't get eye level. So she actually like went down on her knees to speak to me.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I just want to say welcome to the family.
Wow.
And we're just so happy to have you here. And it brought tears to my eyes because it was,
Wow.
it's as an actor, it's sometimes for me, it was a scary thing to suddenly jump into such a big franchise
Yes.
because I was like, I don't know what to expect. And like, I wasn't a Star Trek fan, like a huge one before the show. And so,
Right.
I started watching as many Star Trek shows as I could. And I was like, how am I going to remember everything? And like,
Mm,
what if people ask me things and I don't know the answer? And
mm.
that was a really big fear that first year,
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
that somehow I would let the fandom down.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never felt it. And everybody's always been so supportive and inspiring themselves and just like
Yeah.
so lovely that it truly is, to me, one of the best fandoms in the world.
Well, you and I talking here is an extension of that, right?
Yeah,
I myself as a Star Trek fan, I follow you on social media. That's how we got connected. So just now you mentioned that you did not grow up as a Star Trek fan, but there were a few scenes on Discovery that you, Sarah Mittich, literally was living the dream of every Star Trek fan,
mm.
right? When you were sitting on the captain's chair,
Yes. Yes.
right?
100%. Yes.
Right. So
Totally.
can you tell me what was the feeling like when you sat on that chair?
Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Magic. It was, because you do, and it's funny because the one on Discovery has these button that if you accidentally push it, like the screen will pop up. So I think
Yeah,
everybody the first time they sat in the chair and they just like rested, they accidentally hit the button.
yeah.
And so I was like sitting there and it was like, zzz, and I was like, oh no, put it down. You know what I mean? But it was
Mhm.
it's for something that is a material thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just a chair. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, it's just a chair, but
Yeah.
the symbolism behind it
Yes.
and like the weight of it and the importance of it, it's magical. It was
Yeah.
really magical the first time. And you do feel kind of like extra powerful. You're like,
Ye-
okay, cool.
Right.
Great.
That's the kind of opportunity that a lot of us would pay money to experience, even for just once in a lifetime. Yeah.
100%.